What's up guys, how you doing today? It's Single Role Player once again, and today I want to present you pretty much the introduction to the series of the newbie guides to the world of Path of Exile. And I want to explain as to why I want to make this series of videos in the first place. Well, first of all, I think that the time has come for this. Simply not because I gathered enough experience, but I've been playing since 2013, but I hopped on and off, switched to Diablo 3, then Path of Exile, Diablo 3, Path of Exile, and obviously I spent a fuck ton of time in Diablo 3. I have a lot of thousands of hours there. Back in the day, I was not a big fan of Path of Exile. I started playing ages ago, like I said, 2013, but I didn't really enjoy much of the game because it was in the very, very early stages. Back in the day, I think it had 3 acts, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken at this point. It didn't really have the depth that it has now. But now, the game is extremely good. It has a lot of things. And this is also one of the reasons why I decided to come up with these newbie guides. The game at this point is just extremely overwhelming for a new player. It has so much everything. It has 10 acts instead of 3 now. It has ridiculous amount of unique item. It has divination cards. It has ridiculous amount of skill gems. The skill tree has grown a lot. There are ascendancies now. They're like the sap classes. There is lab now, laboratory for ascendancy classes. There's so many things now. It's ridiculous. There's breaches. There's prophecies. There's master mission rotations. Jesus fucking Christ. There's so many things, and all this together pretty much makes it really hard to transition from some other games like Diablo 3 to Path of Exile, because from easy point and click adventures basically go into ridiculously deep action RPG, which Path of Exile is. And while it's still an action RPG, it has ridiculous depth and nearly infinite amount of build possibilities there. That's why I'm enjoying the game so much, because it gives me a ridiculous amount of possibilities. Well, and I checked some newbie guides, and pretty much they are incredibly old in the first place. Like I said, the game is incredibly old. It's over 5 years old, and most good newbie complex guides, they are 3-4 years ago, when the game was in early stages and everyone was still learning the game, and now they are extremely outdated because the game has grown a lot. And at the same time, you will ask me, but there are engineering eternities guides as well, which are extremely good. And I can tell you that I'm a fucking huge fan of engineering eternity guides. They are extremely good. But at the same time, I watched most of them, and from a newbie point of view, I think that they're extremely too overwhelming. They're pretty long. They are packed with information, but they're like a huge giant cake that you need to eat in like one attempt, which can be really problematical. Like when you are watching the skill tree, when you're trying to understand the skill gem, the masters and everything. Even though his vids are separated in different parts, it's still, I think, that way too complex for a newbie player. Like newbie player need to learn things like step by step. That's why I decided a different approach. I want to make like different smaller, shorter videos when you can learn the game step by step from the very early stages right into the end game. At the same time, I don't want to teach you play the game like to the very, very in the very huge detail. I just want you to get into the game so that you can let me put it correctly, like feel the game like it should be played. When I started playing the game, I think one of the things that why I stopped playing is because I didn't really feel like satisfaction when I actually made it somewhere deeper into the game, into the end game. I felt like I'm not doing as good as the other players. That's why I pretty much gave up, because I couldn't really understand many things, and that made me frustrated at some things. And this is when I give up, because I couldn't really play to the decent potential. That's why I just wanna explain you how to play at decent potential when you can actually start enjoying the game, start enjoying the progress, and realize just how many possibilities the game allows you to make within the skill trees, skill gems, classes, bosses, whatever it is, everything what it can offer. So these are the things I want to be explaining from the very basics to pretty much the end game in my upcoming newbie guides for Path of Exile. So guys, thanks for watching and see you soon in the next video.